Hi everybody, today we're going to take a look at the Genesis Graviton computer overview. So this video is intended to be an overview of as many of the menus and submenus as we can get to. So we're going to cover a lot of different features. We're not going to go deep into all of the submenus, as we have different videos that will cover some of those submenus in more detail. So be sure to go over and check those videos if you have further questions or on how to set up your Dive computer. So first, just turn on your Genesis Graviton computer. We're going to introduce some of the buttons here before we even get started. Our Genesis Graviton computer has a total of 5 buttons, 2 on the left, top and bottom, and 3 on the right, top, middle, and bottom. Your power button is located on the lower left side. So in order to turn on your computer from its deep sleep, we're going to press and hold that button for 5 seconds. The same applies for turning your Genesis Graviton off. If you want to turn it off, you will simply press and hold that same power button for about 15 seconds and the computer will turn off into deep sleep. This will help conserve battery between dives or when you're storing your computer. The top left button serves as a backlight button. This will allow you to turn the backlight on and off for better seeing your computer. On the right side, the top and bottom buttons on the right are up and down. They will help you toggle through the different menus and submenus on the computer. And the middle button here serves as your select button. So as we're selecting options, we can select that button and that will help us move and navigate through the menus and select the settings that we want. Right here, when your computer turns on, you're greeted by the time screen. So this screen just indicates your time, the date, any surface interval time, as well as a little indicator on the battery life of the computer. What we want to do here is right from this screen, we have a few other options. You can scroll up to navigate through a digital compass, temperature, altitude, barometer, and another time screen that shows you seconds, the percentage of your computer, along with sunrise and sunset and the temperature. By scrolling down from the main menu here, you have some last dive information, scuba history information, free dive history information, and then we're back to the time. So let's jump into some of the submenus. We're going to select the button, and here we have a submenu with diving, settings, logs, and timer. Our diving submenu, this is what you're going to select when you go to use a particular feature. Say we're going to go scuba diving first. Select that. Now this is pre-dive, so this is the information displayed before we jump in the water, and it's going to show us our conservative factor number 2, 20% oxygen, partial pressure, MOD. And we have the option here of selecting some more information at the bottom by toggling the center button through compass and percentage of saturation tissue as well. So you can go back here at any moment if you would like to go back. Press the lower left button on your computer, and that will bring you back to the previous menu. We can scroll through the free dive option, and again, you'll have information displayed here on your surface interval time, your last depth, and your last time as well. Max rate and average rate as well by scrolling up and down. Back up. At any point in this pre-dive section, whether you're in the scuba or the free dive, if you press the top right button, that will bring you into the settings of that particular mode. In this case, free diving will allow us to change up and down. We can change the alarms for depth and for max time that we would like. Go back once more. Next option available is our gauge option. Gauge option will allow us for our time, our average depth, our temp, any surface interval time we have as well. Go back. Plan is just that, allows us to plan our dive based off of the information we've inputted before. We can plan our next dive depending on the depth that we would like to go and the time that we would like it to be. Go back. Dive Spot is a fun new feature in the Genesis Graviton. It's a feature that allows us to add our favorite dive spots, save our favorite dive spots via GPS, and then add them and log them as we dive them and come back to them over and over again. We have a much further in-depth video on the dive spot feature of the Genesis Graviton. So be sure to check that out, and that will give you a much better look as to what the benefits are of the DACspot. So we'll back out of this menu, and we'll scroll down to the settings. Within the settings, we have the options of setting the dive, setting the system, deleting or resetting, and about. Within the set dive, we can set the parameters for scuba, such as setting the gas, setting the conservative factor, setting the alarms, sampling how often we would like our computer to be sampling, as well as when we would like our log to stop after reservicing. All of these features can be changed to your liking. Within the free dive option, we can also set our different alarms for depth and for time. And our auto mode allows us to select at which depth we would like that particular mode to activate. In this particular case shown here, scuba is set to activate at 6.5 feet upon descent. Back out of here. Salinity is as simple as that, salt and fresh. Now this feature, the twist the next feature on the Genesis Graviton, is a cool feature that allows you to, with a twist of the wrist, switch through a few different options at the bottom of your screen, such as compass and other information. So that is a really cool feature. Then we can jump back to set our system, which is setting the backlight components, the beat buzzer, if you would like that on or off, same as vibrations, setting the time, alarm clocks, language, the units, power saving modes, and compass calibration. The Genesis Graviton comes with two separate watch faces. You have a digital inspired watch face and an analog inspired watch face. So depending on your liking, you can choose which face you would like. And then an option to select and turn on the USB should you be hooking it up to a computer. Delete is exactly that, allows you to delete all logs that you have on your computer. And reset allows you to reset the system. About will just simply show you information serial number on your computer. Our logs is where we will keep all the information on our logs. We can scroll through and select information on these particular dives. Back out. And the timer is exactly that. Countdown, stopwatch, and alarm clocks that you can set for your computer. And then you can back out to the main time watch face. And that's just a quick overview of some of the Genesis Graviton menus and submenus. If you have any further questions on any of those particular submenus, be sure to check out our other videos on the Genesis Graviton, where we dive into further depth on a lot of these submenus. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching and happy diving.